Talk Show. Before I ask you a direct question, I think it's only right that we let the whole family, because sometimes you got like the grown folk table, the kids table. Yeah. We got somebody sitting at the kids table right there that we want to invite over to the grown folk table. Who we got on this line with us?
What up, Ron? Hey. Get the money. What up, y'all? Y'all killing it, man. I feel like a proud papa, man. Y'all over there killing it, man.
Hey, what kind of microphone you got there, Ron? I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you too good, man. What's going on there? I mean, like we can hear you just real low.
Let me check my stuff. Give me one.
I'll just bring you up in my. Whoopsie, when I bring it up, we get.
Check your MLS 3467. Ain't that his code name?
What about now? A little better.
Yeah, I think it's your headphones too. Just get a little close for some reason. They may be too loud. Let me turn them headphones.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, headphones causing feedback. But hey, Ron, man, how you been, bro? Hell.
I'm doing good, man. I was listening to the show. I felt like I was coming home from prison, except Razor ain't got no bag for me. I ain't got no ice. I ain't got no clothes. I ain't got nothing. But no, honestly, when I was listening to the show, it made me remember how impactful that show is just on my personal life and how the show made me more of myself that y'all don't realize, and just help me grow into the man that I am. And you guys are killing it. And I love y'all like a fat kid love cake. So it's just to see you guys continuing and growing and doing more things. I'm just super happy, super thankful, and just super happy for everybody. And I continue to pray for y'all every single day. Y'all know that. So keep doing what you're doing. Yeah,
man, we can't have you coming on here doing 50 Cent references because 50 is questionable right now.
Oh man.
Queens always stick together, don't y'all?
Yeah. All day long.
I get it. Hey, but for those that don't know, man, Ron, let folks know, because there may be some people that's new to imho, and they don't know that you went down south to find some better shea butter. So
they put it down here pretty good. I use daily oils. I got oils now. I got a facial routine, but no, I came down here for a couple of reasons. I wanted to get out of Virginia. God just told me it was time, and then also I got married. And professionally, we're doing some great things here. Yeah, I appreciate it. But professionally, I'm doing some things and growing our business. So no complaints, man. Life has been good, but more importantly, God has been good. No complaints at all. No complaints.
Cool. I was so excited that you agreed to come on the show. I was crossing my fingers that you did, but it's like bringing you back home. Like you are definitely a part of the imho family and set in on at this very microphone for really an extended period of time in some of our like earlier years, middle years. So it's always good to talk to you, Aaron. Always.
Look, Max, whenever I can get together and be ratchet and talk about bundles and stuff like this is like home.
Right.
Home. Let me say one thing though. Let me say this though. The thing that got me was I think Razor or one of y'all posted a picture of the kids.
Okay.
And I looked and I was like, it's just this time period of when you know what I'm saying? Like it's this time period if you just watch everybody just growing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these jokers are driving cars and getting jobs. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, it's insane, man. It's insane. And then you still got this Job Turkey Charles thing. He telling people what to do. Niggas ignore him. Ignore him all.
It's a Job Turkey.
but Aaron, man. So we talking about 10 years of imho celebrating that anniversary. Year end 2025, and I know you already alluded to it, but just dig a little deeper. Tell the folks like your involvement in imho, right? And sort of like what that. Like how that played a part in who Aaron is, and like through that, let them know who you are, right? Like who you do, because your expertise and all that good stuff is. I'm sorry, we're getting some feedback. Like your expertise is sort of what added so much flavor to the show, right? So those who don't know, kind of reflect on your involvement, over these 10 years.
It's crazy because I think Razor will remember. Razor invited me to go to this ball with Max. It's the first time I think I even met Max. And it was I think it was in DC. Was it in DC?
Wait a minute. You're gonna put some respect on that. to go to the National Geographic thing where Max was the last graduating class of Columbus School.
Yeah. Look, hey, bro, I'm getting old. Come on now. All right, but I remember that, and Razor was like, we got an idea for a show. And I think the one thing I'm learning as I get a little bit more mature is that it is a blessing when people trust you. And Razor trusted me and was like, hey, can you come up and just add some ideas? And I got the opportunity to meet Charles, and then the rest was history. I was always looking for, and listen, y'all know I'm very transparent. Since I lived in Culpeper or in Virginia, I was always looking for a black space, and we didn't have any. We had spaces that acted like they were black spaces, but they weren't. And so when I came up there, that was the first place, honestly, that I was like, ooh, this feels like home. And everything we did and everything that we communicated and how we talked, everything from Razor, chopping it up, to me getting on Max and talking about bundles, to me and just Charles, and just the conversations that we had together as brothers, and it felt like home. And I also believe that the audience felt that through the radio, through the broadcast. Because we talked about black issues, we talked about improving the community. It was always solutions oriented based. Before Dr. Snow Bunny was Dr. Snow Bunny today, we interviewed Umar.
We
interviewed Umar. All the great people, Nikki Giovanni. The list just goes on of just the impact that we had locally in the community, and also just, I think there's somebody worldwide that's starting their own broadcast because of what we did and what I was able to contribute. But it all comes from the brain of you guys. And again, I think y'all trusted my voice too. When you trusted my voice when I didn't even have one. And I'm gonna say that to somebody again, that somebody's sitting out there. Y'all trusted my voice when I didn't have one. I never did broadcasting or whatever, but it was so natural just working with Max, Charles, and Razor, and just it's a blessing. And I think that people really need to take this format, take a look at it, because this thing is homegrown, and look at what it is now, and just continuing to grow and continuing to evolve. So
look, let me tell you something funny about this Dr. Snow Bunny. One of my oldest sons told us a few weeks ago, well, a little while ago, like, there's this guy, I can't think of his name, but y'all should have him on the show. I think they call him Dr. Umar. I said, no, not now. Not now. No.
Crazy.
Hey, Charles, we're gonna give AA Ron his flowers here real quick. I want to thank you, because when we brought you on here and you started talking about home ownership, right? Even though I was your boy and had been cutting your kids' hair since they were small kids, you were speaking a language which I couldn't really gravitate to. But yet you never stopped giving the message. You never stopped encouraging people to better their credit. The thing that you said that made me really start looking at you differently, besides my brother, was you said the first thing that we need to recognize is that there's a problem. You and Max were talking about money issues. Max asked you, so what do you do when the money doesn't add up? And you said the first thing you need to do is realize that you have a problem. And you caught my ear from that point on. And from that day forward, you continually tried to navigate us, even when you started doing your version of podcast where you were posting on Facebook about what things people needed to do. And then you were posting people's successes as they were buying home ownership and land, to let people know that you could do it too, all while still praising God along the way. And I thank you for that.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I got a young guy just hired in my office. So he's like 28 years old, and he was asking me about, he had a couple opportunities to go with other people. And I told him, and I said, my father was my mentor. And I said, but I'm not a preacher. I said, my father had a choice to go work for some big corporation, or he wanted to go minister and preach at a black church in the hood. And he chose the black church because he said, I wanted to help my people. And that example for me was, I can be successful, I can be great, I can grow, and I can do everything, even if I serve my people. And a lot of people think that you can't do that. And I'm a prime example to where, we serve everybody, but the majority of my client base is very black. The majority of people I talk to are black every day. The majority of people that, work in my branches because of the demographics, Eric and I, they are black. And we serve a black demographic, and we can still have success. And so I think that people take us for granted. I think we take ourselves for granted. I think we don't look at what our value is. I think a lot of people associate things with Black being bad or anti, and my thought process is the opposite, because I'm around people like y'all. Like, people say stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know Max, I know Charles, I know Ray. I don't know what y'all talking about. You might be talking about some dusty Negroes over there. Those aren't the people that I know. That doesn't apply to me. And so just being on this show, but giving access to people have problems. You can't pass your problems off to another group.
Right.
And expect them to solve it when that group might be at war with you or fighting for the same resources. I don't know. I could be wrong. So that was just always my mentality, man. Is that just to give back to people honestly, to give that back to people, to be transparent. And the other thing is that every experience that I have experienced in my life up until today, God in the universe, whatever people want to call it, he's always given me an opportunity to minister to people or to help people. And it's always based upon those exact experiences. Because I had bad credit. I had a divorce. I made some terrible decisions. And God just started putting people in my way. That's like, hey, Aaron, I'm about to cross that line. I'm like, come on, Lord, now. No. And now I get to talk to him about it. And that's kind of what my journey has been. So I'm just super thankful. Just super thankful, Razor. Super thankful.
Man, that is dope, man. Man, we missed his voice on here. Hey, look, speaking of which, so like since we gave you your start, when are we gonna start receiving royalty checks after you post these like real estate videos and stuff?
Unfortunately, you might have a Diddy publishing deal, brother. You may not have a get a dime.
Money tied up.
Hey, but as we always do, man, like how about we take a break in a minute and we can get back to some of those, some of the what's happening, and we get the Aaronisms about them, because like Queens is in the building one more time, Razor, but we're going to play you some more theme music. We kicked it off. There was another favorite that we had, little French Montana, when you used to be on here, talking about getting the bag. But speaking of getting the bag, what's your MLS number again? Since we already set you up, go ahead and let the folks know.
And MLS 239-638. Queens, get the money, baby.
No, but in all seriousness, though, like you still have clients here in Virginia and all that. Like, if you want to talk about that real quick, you know what I mean? So folks know they really still can reach out to you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to me at aaronsimmonsteam.com. We are in the process of growing our branch to being close to this year we'll probably hit 100 million in purchase and refinance transactions, and next year the goal is 200 million. We can help you with home ownership, credit repair, purchasing land, building a home, and just a consultation. If you guys want a trusted advisor, I tell people, Google me. You'll see the reviews. Those are real people. It's not AI. It's not robots. And, I've been very, very blessed to have a 20-year career in this business, and we would love to serve you on your next mortgage transaction. Charles, you got me on here selling, man. What we talking about, man?
Man, we going to look out for each other or not. I'm just trying to get another percentage in that royalty check. That's all I'm trying to do. But hey,
I got you.
Yeah. But hey, we are on with our old friend Aaron Simmons, Aaron. So we're gonna come back and talk how like it's the good old days. How does that sound, y'all?
Let's do it.
All right. So right after this, IMHO Talk Show. Tell a friend. Don't want to miss it. IMHO Talk Show. IMHO Talk Show. You know what it is, Sir Charles.
Razor.
Man, he been gone so long, he ain't even come in.
I was waiting to see if he was going to
go. Because Matt, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm trying. I'm just like
Max didn't do the Maxilia. She ain't do that. I didn't know what to do. I was waiting.
Oh man, so Aaron, good to have you on, my brother. So with all that's going on right now, man, there's so many things that we've missed out on that we definitely could have used your points of view on. But I guess let's sort of start with something like was easy, and then we can get ratchet for hours over. We're gonna save the ratchet for the end, right?
Oh, you sure? Because I already into it.
He gonna slide it in.
Where else do you go for your ratchet conversations, AA Ron?
Oh, Maxilia, there's so many places to go for ratchet.
That is funny.
I don't know where y'all want to start. We can start with Diddy. We can start with Sharon Moore. Like we can start a lot of different places.
I was actually thinking like more political myself. I mean, like, but go ahead.
Sure.
You know? No, so like you did just give the folks your MLS, and you did say that you still reachable and all that, man. So like you haven't been on here for the midterms, for the presidential, and like a couple of years. Like a matter of fact, like what was the last year? When did
2022. 22.
Yeah,
it's been 3 years.
Wow.
The fall of 2022, right?
Yep, fall 2022.
Yeah, fall 2022. Yeah.
Okay. All right, brother. So then, man. So like, talk to the good people, Ron, because you out here trying to sell everybody $1 million house, like, and you know the federal government doing what they do. So in all realness, like what's the word right now when people are trying to get their credit straight, but they seeing like benefits being taken away, right? Like a lot of folks who thought they had secure government jobs have lost their jobs. So like, so they trying to pay bills, and home ownership looks like is further away than ever. Unless they do that, what is he talking about? Some 50-year mortgage? Y'all crazy here.
Donnie lost his mind, man. Donnie out here Donnie tripping, dude. Like I try to have a little respect for the administration, but the things that they're currently doing and the things that they are promoting, they know for a fact that none of that stuff is going to benefit the entire population. It's only going to benefit a small group of people. My message to people out there is that we've been preaching this for a minute, and it's always everything has to be group economics. Everything. There's no other solution.
So the raises, I would say that's the problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We got a president that's treating government like business. It's government. It shouldn't be running
but
like
we
business.
voted in a businessman.
I ain't voted him in.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like America, we brought in a businessman. So we can't holler about we need political morals when you did not put a politically moral driver in the seat. Mm-hmm. That don't make sense to me.
But why is everybody else hiding their hand? And Aaron and Max, of course, y'all chip in as well. Mm-hmm. It's like there's supposed to be checks and balances in play. But it's like the MAGA movement was so strong and really showed how real racism still is in this country, and prejudice, even if they don't want to say it's racist, prejudice for different things, is that people stopped speaking up. Like people were literally scared because they thought that the MAGA movement was going to be so strong that they would lose their job. They forgot they were public servants. There's supposed to be checks and balances.
Not when it comes to business.
I'm talking about government supposed to be checks and balances.
It's not that way.
Scared.
But it's not that, in my humble opinion, from what I have learned from watching this show, is that political agendas, right, can be exposed in a healthy way. But unfortunately, you're dealing with a businessman who is constantly trying to get to the top of the totem pole. And that does not matter who gets hurt along the way. So we can, and this is my thing. All of us have older people in our family who marched, who stood for something, who those days in my mind are gone, right? This is more of a gladiator society. The way that we operate out here as free people is so reminiscent of the penitentiary that's why you notice a lot of people who were in trouble doing so well now, because this is like penitentiary without the walls.
Finish tell us what you want to say, Aaron. I'm curious about the rest of that thought.
Oh, no, I was just going to say everything is group economics because you live in an economy to where everybody is competing for resources. And I think that looking for the federal government to assist you, there's an observation, Max, that I've been making over the last few years, and I think that people don't really want to hear it. United States poverty is very luxury. And most of the planet does not look like this.
Fact.
The United States is going to start looking like most of the planet. And that's where this society is going. And I think that people have to take it seriously. I think people cannot run from it anymore. I think that if you have a partner, if you have a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, you have children, you're going to start to see more people living together in one property and developing more of a family unit because it's going to be necessary. Because everything is going to be...
That's not a bad thing.
Let me tell you something, real thought. I'm almost ashamed to say it, but I'm going to say it. Like, I have met individuals where their vehicle is better than mine. Their home is better than mine. Their resources are better than mine. And I'm like, you just got here. How is this even possible?
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of conversations out there. I think that we also need to, Max, and now remember, Max, you're talking to somebody that looks at credit every day. I look at business every day. Oh, let me say this real loud. Don't let these people fool you. We are in a credit-based society. And when you're in a credit-based society, that means everybody's borrowing everything. Just because somebody has the ability to borrow $1 million to get shiny stuff does not mean that they are financially sound.
But the other thing that I'm also referencing is that is the people that are new to the country.
So immigration is interesting because I look at immigration, and this is, to me, this is not debatable. Immigration in this country is a faucet. They turn it on and they turn it off whenever they want to. It is not based upon Democrat. It is not based upon Republican. It is based upon who they need to work in this country. So let's go back to antebellum slavery. We needed what? We needed labor to come in here and build things and such. Boom, what'd they do? They turned the faucet on. When they decided to turn the faucet off, they turned it off. Then all of a sudden you had Asian labor that came in this country. Then you had European labor that came in this country. Then you had Latin labor that came into this country. You had African, you had Caribbean. They decide when they want to turn the faucet on. Now, the problem that people are not paying attention to is that they do the same thing, but then they always make it anti-black or they make it anti-black. That's what they do every single day.
It puts us against each other.
Absolutely. When the goal is it's labor. So when all this stuff with Trump started talking about the tariffs and all this nonsense, I'm like, okay, you stop letting all these Latinos or these people in this country and you see what happens. They are the backbone of millions of businesses here and people you don't see. You walk into Chinese restaurants, they're in there cooking. You walk into any restaurant back there, they're in there busting tables, they're in there working their tails off. Sugar farms, plants, oranges, apples, you name it. They're the backbone of this country.
And it's something that was done since the beginning of the time too. Like your problem wants to make you think that everything else is your problem, except what's your actual problem. And Max, the other thing I was thinking too is that like they don't have our history and our story, right? So it's like if you're coming in fresh and you ain't go through and you're not living with generational post-traumatic slavery disorder, then you're going to approach things differently. Also,
and you're given additional resources because of the conditions of you coming in fresh.
Also, a lot of folks
that's the only thing I ever
check off the white box too, though. Like, let's not get mistaken. A lot of people don't come here and operate as a person of color. I've had a lot of immigrants say, "That's y'all fight." That ain't my fight.
But this is the only thing I've ever disagreed with y'all about in 10 years. Is that I still the main everything else is layered.
He lying. Now go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
But I don't feel either of the three of you really hold black families accountable in the way that they should, because we always talk about slavery. If we look at black families as a whole, and we compare them to what Max said when it comes to like people coming in from other countries, how many of us can legitimately say that you raise your children to help you build your household resources?
I totally agree with you.
We too often try to save our children at the demise of everything. I'm talking about, say, 60 years old down to 21 years old, right? We don't build it to where we all pitching in, but we might talk about other ethnic groups living in a house. I remember when everybody used to make fun of Spanish people like that, right? But I do not know of many. I don't know of any black families that I'm associated with that can say that the parents, the children, the grandparents, when they can't do more, come in and help watch the kids like other nationalities, work collectively together. And then, but we have a facade to where we want to look like we doing okay, even though there's problems in all of our black households.
I don't disagree with that, but the degree of resources that an individual new to this country walks into, the door is just thrown open for whatever reason or another.
But if you got 10 kids and all your kids are putting forth 10% to help the household, you got the resources underneath your own roof.
Wait. Hold on. Can I
let me say
something?
Go back to the history part of us being here.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Hold on now, because I want to raise it. You my brother, okay? You my brother.
You three states.
Hold on. That Nigerian, and I'm just saying that Nigerian person that person coming from a tribe in Africa, wherever they're coming from, they're coming here because there are resources here. It is not a big population of people. Let's be clear. It is very, very small. I would ask the question, if you so big and bad and you so great, why you couldn't get it popping over there? Why is that nation not doing as well? Because people come over here and they're coming into the United States because the United States has resources. They don't want to go back there. They want to come here. What is the reason for that? Sometimes we let a small group of people give us an identity about something that is not really happening. A small group of people does not give me the definition that an African country is struggling. Because those people would come over here. Those people, if that country was doing fantastic, they would stay there, Reza. They would stay there.
I disagree. I disagree. And this is why. And I won't go in depth because I don't want to take up too much time. The reason that America is able to do what we do and the reason we have never been really invaded is because of the Second Amendment. We have the right to fight back. These other countries, look at what happened to Haiti when they fought back. The world came against them. America's not like that. So we talk about the resources that they get. I guarantee the majority of people that come from other countries, say Nigeria, the money that the government gets them does not equate to if everybody in your household pooled their money together and what you would have. So the reason that the little bit of money that they get when they come over here and they're able to work with it because doors are open for them does not equate to the bad decisions that we make over here in America. In our own house.
I can only speak for myself and I can only speak for my family. That's the only people I can hold accountable. And for myself and my family, we have done okay because I followed my grandfather and my father and those examples that they gave me. I can't speak on other Black families because those people don't. I said that in the beginning. Sharon Moore does not represent me in my daily life. He doesn't. He doesn't, and he wouldn't, I definitely don't represent him based upon my choices in dating. It is what it is, and what I do. So I am also not the person that's going to take on the whole Black community on my back. My job is to be a great example and to do my best to educate and to help people. Now, a lot of people don't take economics and take those things seriously. It sounds like you may, sounds like Max may, sounds like Charles may, sounds like I may. The goal is to try to get people, the overwhelming majority of people, to take stuff seriously. But you're making it sound like everybody in MAGA agrees with each other. They don't. The only thing they agree about is that it's anti-Black. They don't agree with nothing else. They agree that, Negroes, bad. You see what I'm saying? So we just have to be very careful about flat statements. And I'm not disagreeing with you on everything, but I'm not willing. There's so much great and excellence and things that are going on in our communities, and you guys are an example of it. To where I'm always going to, I even hate the word victim because I am a victim of racism. I 1,000% am a victim of racism every single day. I don't have what I'm supposed to have, and I'm playing a game that literally they set up for me to fail, and I'm still whooping your ass.
Racism comes from Black people too. Like we have this. We have this thing where we say, right. Black people can't be racist. Like we come up with some stupid stuff right along with line dancing.
All right. You know? So hey Ron,
you won't put no boots on the ground. Razor don't want no boots on the ground.
I'm just joking.
Max Razor put boots on the ground.
That's a question for him.
Oh, okay. All right. Nobody want. All right. So hey Ron. So over this past 3 years, like one thing you always talked about with this too is like the accountability of Black men. Right. Like I feel like, and tell me if you disagree, Max, but I felt like some of our deepest conversations outside of, the real estate and economics has been the talk about what's going on in our community, even in our pop culture, as it relates to the brothers. So, Max, like which direction should we go with that first? Because there's so many. When we talking about 3 years, like one that stands out to me the most, I feel like is even like a Shador Sanders. You weren't here to have that conversation, Ron. Like so when we look,
but we know you got an opinion.
So like we all Black men, we all Black fathers. When we look at the scrutiny of being one's, what you would feel as being your authentic self, and then even your Black father, right? Like being at your defense, or even kind of raise your point, setting up your family for success, right? And being unapologetic about that. And then that seems to go into scrutiny. Like, what has been your thoughts about that, Ron?
So I'm going to back it up a little bit. Shador Sanders started at an HBCU, kicked butt there, went to Colorado, kicked butt there, and has an opportunity to play quarterback in the NFL. Mm-hmm. That don't even happen very often. I need somebody to tell me the last time that's even happened, that a kid started at an HBCU. I mean, the one that I can think of, Razor, you probably remember, Steve McNair.
Yeah, Steve McNair.
25 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I'm even more impressed about what Deion is doing and what Deion did with his family. And I think that Shador thing is that they don't want that young man to succeed just because of
who his daddy
is. Not only but just think about the lineage. I mean, think about you start at HBCU, you can go D1, then you can go pro.
Okay.
I'm just saying, just even that process. Now, what I will say is that NFL organizations want people to be successful. And I'm going to, and I might be crazy, but to me, I don't know. The young boy selling jerseys, he's making bread. For you wanting him to fail is kind of weird because nobody else really wants to go to Cleveland for no other reason other than to see the door fail.
I don't know that everyone, by and large, there wants him to fail. They just want him to succeed on their terms.
Yes, there you go.
That's what I'm getting out of the coach.
Yeah. And then on the flip, the people even try to say he's, like too demanding and too boisterous. He's not the first quarterback to hold out on a team and say, I don't want to go to that team. I will not play if y'all draft
the Manning kid.
He's not
Eli.
the first.
Eli Manning did that.
Others done it. But Aaron and Razor specifically, the point of people even saying, and our own people, when we talk about sort of like our own self-hatred, that go to the facts max of, Deion's his daddy. Right. And like we see people do this about like whether it's Jay-Z and Blue Ivy or whatever. Why do we hate on each other so bad?
LeBron.
People do it for LeBron. Like, it's like, what is it about us though? Like to do that where it's like when one of us is successful or you a sellout or like you wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for this and that or blah, blah, blah. Why aren't we happy with each other's success and want to build that family unit to be like, yes, you build the next generation to be better.
Most black people, in my opinion, have never really met anybody or seen anybody other than an entertainer that had no real money. Like, for example, where we lived at in those communities, and I know Razor knows this, there's names in that orange, Charlottesville, green community, just a last name. Them people been having money since like the 1700s.
Yep.
And it's very, very common. Most black people don't have that experience. So it's almost like looking at an alien, Charles. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, what? I've never seen that before. In other communities, it's very, very common for the Thompson boys to grow up. Daddy got a construction company, son got a construction company, nephew got a construction company. It's just different. And it's a lot of anti-blackness.
My mama called it the Joneses.
Yeah, keeping up
with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Let's even take it outside of the entertainment realm. That's so easy for black folks to do, right? And say, talk about entertainers and athletes and stuff. But it's like, even locally, it's like, y'all know some of the stuff that we say. Like you see a family doing good, see a brother doing good. Oh, what they doing over there? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like what they really doing? Where that money come from?
Yeah.
That's automatic. And it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
From my best observation, it seems like you got a lot of folks who love the sport of football and want the young man to earn it, right? And want him to be able to display skill where they can pretty much get on the bandwagon and publicly show support for him. And some of those that look like us who are hating on him, it's just because they don't quite understand that, right? I don't understand that. And you do have those folks that do want to see him fail, and for no reason other than, I believe, being black and because of who his father is. The great thing is that through all of kind of this like public scrutiny, this dude is succeeding. Now, granted, that sets him up for a huge failure publicly, with one misstep, but he's succeeding, right? He's like kind of got this hometown hero, hometown boy type of look and way of talking. He speaks well. He's polite. He's respectful. He answers the questions well. I wonder how many years of prep it took for him to get to the point where he can field those questions from the media to be able to answer them in the way that he does. So they've definitely, his family has taken a lot of time to prepare him for the platform that he's on right now. I think he'll be great one day. I really, really do. But it's sad that, just by default of who his father is, he has to be put through all of this.
He wasn't like that as a kid either. If you see the old films, like when Deion was recording, when they were doing like Little League football, he was very, the other kid was always been who he is. But this one had doubts. He wondered if Deion loved the other son more than he loved him or differently or whatever. So, I mean, to see him now and to see him back then is two different people. And the only thing, I was listening to what Max was saying, and Charles, this reminded me of something that you said one time before about the area that we live in, or it may have been Aaron, but we were talking about how we can get behind and cheer for a person we've never met when there's people working just as hard but differently that you see every day. They might be at your job, they might be in your house, through your school. So then when I see people cheering for people like him or LeBron's son or whatever, it's just like, dang, why aren't you supporting people in your right? Like sometimes it's your own. You know,
it kind of goes back to talking to Chris, right?
Yeah.
It's like we got so much talent here. Like, why aren't we cultivating? Why aren't we supporting them more? But Aaron, as we got to come to an end soon. What about the flip side of this thing, though? What about the brothers who lack that discipline? Something else that we talked about as well, because pray for brothers Shador and everybody else, but it's like we set these examples and then what's the saying? Something that takes you years to build can take you a second to destroy.
Absolutely. Michigan head coach.
And P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Come on, New York! Don't get quiet.
I don't even. I'll be very honest. It's the reason. It's a sensitive topic for me because
why?
It's a sensitive topic because some of us, truth be told, have made similar decisions that he has made. And some of us have made similar decisions that he has made. Some of us have been publicly humiliated. Yeah. Some of us have gone through that experience. The only thing I can say is, but God, and through grace and mercy and true repentance, and which is really turning around, really being accountable for your actions, really admitting why you made those poor decisions. Which is, I think that honestly, when I look at him, with Coach Moore, is really you need to get really, really deep about why you want that attention. When I see him, that's what I see.
Yeah.
Why do you want that female attention so much? Because somebody would look at him and say he's on top of the world. Man, he ain't on top of the. If you're willing to give it away, if you're willing to give the world away for some girl that makes $56,000 that works in your coffee room, you don't have the world.
And why her income and her work space got to do with it?
So like that's like what Aaron is saying. When you look at it, he was making, I think it was 48,000, 44,000, something like that. And then the very next year he put it at 90,000.
I'm just saying he could have said the same thing without talking about her income.
It's public knowledge, but no, Max. I think the thing is that when it's men have to get, we have too many examples. And it's undefeated that when you lack sexual discipline, that this is the only outcome. Now, the problem is that the longer you get away with it, to me, what I'm learning and I'm watching men is that the consequences get bigger because there's a level of arrogance that you carry that you think that you can just do this forever. And then when you said what?
You talking about him or Diddy?
I'm talking about both of them. I'm talking about like Diddy. You think about Diddy, Razor, you think about Diddy, that's 30 years. That's 30 years of arrogance. You talk about Coach Moore, he didn't get that. He didn't get 30 years. And so I just think that men, you have to think about it. And also, shout out to my wife. My wife talks about it all the time. But she's like, yo, if you got money, you don't have to be this messy. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, it's kind of like you can kind of just structure your life the way you want to if you have some of these proclivities that you want to be involved with sexually. Like, it doesn't make sense for you to be operating like this. Like some of the stuff in the rumors you heard, like Plan B pills getting sent to the job raiser, this stuff is insane.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like what so he's just out here just moving real reckless. But young men, take heed.
Yeah,
he don't
money
even.
doesn't change who you are, Aaron. Like, I mean, it just accentuates what the problem is.
He's a Razor. We call him a well-paid trick.
And
Jesus,
right? and you know, like we celebrate each other so much, you know, like I'm okay with having this conversation, you know, because the downside is that sometimes, you know, like some of our most successful, right, and most popular only get talked about when somebody got dirt on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like that we, you
like
know,
Viedo said, they only want it because we trying to kill each other.
Right. You know, but I feel like that we could easily offset this conversation because of the content that we normally do by lifting each other up.
Yeah.
You know, so I just wanted to point that out because, man, like such a big part of it too is that when you really like, let's really take a step back and let's think about the man Sean Combs, right? For instance, you know, and people bring up the argument that, hey, like, everybody does it, like everybody's corrupt, like so why are these people getting called out?
Yeah,
don't make it right.
Still don't make it right, right? And we should be holding ourselves to a higher standard. But my point that I'm making though is that the to me a bigger significance, and I'm not trying to downplay any victim in this situation, but it's like when you think about Sean Combs, you think about Puff Daddy. We're talking about a black male icon. If you before you knew about all the transgressions, like Razor, Aaron, am I wrong? Like he was like an epitome of being a successful black. You talking about entrepreneur through clothing, like everything he did turned to gold. Like our culture was built. So when you see people like that get brought down from not being a superhero, and maybe it's on us sometimes for expected. You know what it makes me think of, and sometimes it gets me emotional too. It's like every child believes their father is a superhero until they show that they're human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like so when we look at some of our superstars, that's the level. And as a black man, I'm speaking. I think sometimes we overlook that the impact that he's had on us culturally as well as black successful people.
Yeah. But it is a reality check because he is still just a human being. So it also is kind of enlightening for us to understand that we really need to view the humans as being humans and not on this pedestal and make ourselves believe based on how they're moving in the world that there's something much greater than what they actually are.
Talent.
But you know, I'm listening to you, Charles, listing off all of his business endeavors and things like that throughout the years. But what does it matter now?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
What it can all crumble for any one of us with a bad decision.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a lesson to be a good human. Like something that Aaron said earlier, like how many opportunities did he get to get this right, to change your behavior? And you can't get to that. Now, this is just Razor speaking. You can't get to that level of success and be a good human. This world. I
see some truth.
I don't believe. Look, let me tell you something.
Like you gotta sacrifice a lot.
I'm gonna tell you because
sacrifice a lot of baby oil too.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I entirely agree with that.
Well, look, listen to this, Charles. Because like even when you have good people that do wrong, they look at the good outweighs the bad, and the one that makes me think of that, and only a few people will understand what I'm saying. You take Rayful Edmonds, right? Who was a drug lord of DC. Rayful was a good dude. Like anybody that really knew Rayfus was a good dude. Now he was surrounded by some wolves, right? But Rayfus was a good dude. Look, call him by a nigga named Rayfus. You know what I'm saying? He was a good dude, but he was in charge of things that hurt a lot of people, even if he didn't make the call. P. Diddy, I remember him bringing the fat dude with the Coogee sweater down to Howard performing. No, I'm just saying, I remember him. The person, the skinny little dude, you know what I'm saying, in DC and Georgetown. I remember this cat. Yeah. I remember the Joe Campbell looking dude pulling on the side of 95, running up Bragg Hill in Fredericksburg, Jay-Z. Yeah, I remember these dudes.
So what are you saying? They were doing bad all along in order to reach to.
Yeah. So then when you start seeing where they're giving to people and doing all this stuff, right? You can't get to that level of success that look like us. And there is no crime behind it. Because even if you win $1 billion in the lottery, if nobody taught you how to operate that money, one, you're going to lose it, like the Bible tell you. But two, somebody going to get you involved in something where you try to flip it. You see with NFL players, Aaron Hall on the West Coast selling weed. You know what I'm saying?
So let me interject there so I can get Max's point because I see Max was disagreeing with some of it. So here's why I agree. Here's why I get his premise, Max, and what I agree with. But I want to see what you were thinking over there. Is that what he just said? Think about those levels of success, sort of how we talk about the government sometimes. We've talked on the show about how it's almost like when you're a local sort of community organizer type politician, there's like a level of integrity, right, that's expected and it's easier. But think about like once you climb, you get bigger and bigger, more power, like you get drunk with the power. And by the time you get to like federal level, let's say president, some people say there's no way you can be a wholesome president because there's so much ish like that you got to swallow. And it just comes with the job. So there's no way you can really no way you can keep your integrity once you get to a certain level.
Look at Kamala. They started bringing up how many people they thought she slept with. You know what I'm saying? To get to the top. Now, why can't a woman, if she was single, be with people? But in the realm that you're going to get to a high plateau, they're going to bring up, I mean, I just don't see how it's possible to get to that level of success and it not be surrounded in some type of crime in this world.
Hey, Razor, can I add something?
Hold on, Max is thinking.
This is undoubtedly in Diddy's career, or anybody's, talking about getting to that level of success. You make some choices that have unintended consequences. They might be bad, right? You have to sometimes pick the lesser of the two bad things. Bad happens by some form of omission or what have you. But what I got to ask you, Razor, is that considering, and I'm just going to go here, our personal relationship, our religious relationship, our spiritual relationship, and what we know it to be able to do for us and do in us, and how it's supposed to change us. And that's not to say that different temptations and opportunities don't come along, but are you saying with that, spirit and in truth, right? With that, it is impossible to still reach that level of success without being corrupt in some manner?
Absolutely. And this is why I say this, Max, is that this world is ran by the little G God in the Bible. Right? Not the one in the heavens. So, but the big G God allows things to take place. Right? So being, like you said, being a Christian, trying to strive every day to honor God and walk in his purpose, you have so much that is meant to hold you back, to not give you the glorification of God in the heavens, that in order to reach earthly success, you're going to have to walk through a door that you hope nobody knows that you walk through it.
That's the point of clarification, Max, is that sometimes the devil is giving us stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
And then people think, oh, well, like I'm only going to be blessed if I get that. And if I do that, it's some things we shouldn't touch.
And if I got it, then God must have allowed it, which is true, which is always true. Like God, there's nothing that happens that he didn't know. He's the Alpha Omega. Yeah. There's nothing that he does not allow, even in something that we consider horrific. He had to allow it to take place. So at that point, serving him, and the devil allows you to walk through certain doors because they want to trip you up when you're bigger. Like say, if Puffy had got towed off in Howard, we would have never heard about it. But you get him on a main stage where other people can say, look, this is what happened to me. So then the devil allows people that are lying trying to get resources and finances. So then I'm gonna throw my story. Now we don't know who to believe. They all lying. If you wanted to leave, why did you show up? Like, you know what I'm saying? So now we got the author of confusion working. So no, I don't believe that with their level of success, you can accomplish it
without being corrupt.
Can I add one thing? Charles?
And then we're going to let you close out.
I appreciate it. I think the one thing when mind you, when I was in, Razor brought up some years, when I was in 95, 96, I thought I was Puff Daddy, like for real.
Man, if some people think we all did.
Not all of us.
You would never look at Bad Boy and put that and be like, oh man, like I want to get my rollie on.
Yeah, get my rollie on.
I was NWA. I was Tupac, DMX.
But that was me because I'm New York. But what I will say, when Razor was talking, so you guys are in a city right now to where a gentleman named Thomas Jefferson built an institution. That institution has been standing, and Charles, you help me out. Was it been 150, 200 years?
Yes, what's up?
18.
Yeah, 18, 19?
18, 19. So let's say 200 years. The difference is that Sean had an opportunity to build something, but he never built an institution. He built something for himself. Nothing is standing that he's built. Nothing is still around. All businesses that he's at, you see, I love Razor because Razor knows where I'm going. Every business that he has had is going to be gone. And so the vision was always him. The vision was never bigger than him. The vision was always him. And whether you like Thomas Jefferson or not, there's something to be said about having a vision outside of yourself, and that thing can hang around for 200 years. When Puffy is gone, the music will stay, but the businesses themselves, Bad Boy's going to be done. There's no more Sean John. Ciroc wasn't even his. To me, it's a business lesson. He didn't build an institution. If it was the Sean Combs Academy, let me tell you something. Thomas Jefferson has had some real crusty dudes come through University of Virginia over the last 200 years. And I'm going to say that to be a fact. That thing ain't going nowhere because the people still believe in the academic vision of what that place is supposed to be. Puff didn't build that. Puff built something that was always going to serve one person. Him.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Aaron. Man, we over time. Aaron, what's your closing words to the people? And like, man, we give you. I'm gonna put you on blast, man. We've been telling you to get back on this thing.
I miss y'all, man.
10-year anniversary party for you to be right. No, it really, truth be told, it took Max.
Yep.
Max convinced you to come on here. You ain't want to do it for me, but it's all good. I thought we were brothers, but whatever.
Wouldn't even answer my call.
Right.
Well, first of all, everybody know how much I love Max. So if y'all do want something done, you just got to be like, Max to me with the,
I appreciate that.
Hey, Aaron, we're doing a show and that's it. No, but the only words I got, man, is everybody just be encouraged. Like, there's a lot of problems out there, but we have enough talent and we have enough people in our community to solve some of these problems. Don't duck the tough route on anything. Stay focused on yourself. Stay focused on your families. Think about somebody else other than yourself. Somebody needs a hand. Somebody needs a little help. Somebody needs a little push. And we also be doing that for other people. But, you guys continue to kill it. Continue to serve the community. Again, I'm super proud of y'all. Super proud of my brother Charles, Razor, Max, for the woman that you've become and are continuing to be. And y'all just keep on killing it.
Appreciate you, good brother. Thank you. All right, don't wait so long. Come in person next time. Bring us some of your finest shea butter. We appreciate it.
All day long.